Good day everyone and sir. For this presentation, I am Abril John Dondel from BS Info 3W Mod 2, and I'll be reporting about different strategies that drive software quality, and it also understanding how people, testing, and technology improve software reliability. And for our topic outline, today we will cover four major drivers of software quality: teamwork, testing levels, and how programming languages enforce correctness. And for our learning objectives, by the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain how people test and programming language features influence software quality. So now let's start with our first major topic, which is organizational management structure. This simply means how teams are organized and how people work together inside a company. Even if we have the best tools or the best programming language, software quality will still fail if the people working on it are poorly coordinated. So, in this section, we'll see how team size, collaboration, and communication all directly affect software quality. So, what is organizational management structure? Organizational management structure is basically means how the company arranges the manages its teams. So, why does it matter? Because software is built by people, and people have different skills, communication, styles, stress, and habits. Studies have shown that team structure predicts software quality more than testing tools or code metrics. So, even before writing code, the way teams are formed already affects the quality of the final product. Like, for example, imagine two groups in class doing a project. We have Group A and Group B. For Group A, communicates well, divide tasks properly, and helps each other. And for Group B is confused, people don't talk, and one person does all the work. Even if Group B has smarter members, Group A usually produce better results because good organization improves quality. And now, research findings like Google and Microsoft. Two major companies studied how team structure affects software quality. Google focused what makes teams effective. Microsoft focused on what causes software failures. Both studies showed similar findings. Smaller teams produce more reliable results. High turnover, meaning always changing team members, creates more bugs. Strong collaboration between teams reduces failure rates. So, software quality is not only about how we code, but also how we work together. You sent real life example. So, yeah, for a real life example, you may have experienced this group in some experience in group works. When members drop out of new members join too late, the project become messy. The same happens in software engineering. When engineers constantly change, the code loses consistency and quality drops. So for this slide, we have code reviews. Like code reviews improve quality. One of the best practices in software teams is code reviews. This means another developer checks your code before it enters the main systems. So code reviews strengthen both code and the team. And some benefits of it's like it creates consistent standards. It forces developers to communicate clearly. It spreads knowledge across the team it catches bugs early before they become bigger problems. So, for now, for integration testing, our next topic after organizational management structure. Integration tests are surprise test integration of components or modules in a system. You can also test the integration of integrated modules, and there are turtles all the way down, like infinite regress. And we'll tackle for this topic is what is integration testing, why integration fails, microservices problem, end-to-end testing, mute production strategy, and last, observability. Then, what is integration testing? This type of testing checks how different modules or parts of the system work together. Even if each part works perfectly on its own, most bugs appear at the boundaries where data passes from one component to another. That's why integration testing is important. It ensures smooth coordination between parts of a system. Then, why integration fails? A lot of failures happen because modules don't communicate properly. So here, for example, wrong output format to next module crashes, a missing permission check to unauthorized access, and interface mismatch to data is interpreted incorrectly. These are boundary problems. So integration testing catches them. For simple example, imagine two people speaking different languages. Even if both people are correct individually, they still can't understand each other. Same with software modules. Then for microservices issue, today many systems use microservices, meaning many small services working together. So the problem is like their interfaces or versions easily go out of sync. Integration testing becomes even more critical because each service depends on others being updated correctly. And next slide, we have end-to-end testing. At the integration level, we usually run end-to-end tests where we test a full feature from start to finish. Even if coverage is low, it still helps detect issues across multiple modules. In fact, the module says something interesting. Production itself is the biggest integration test. When real users interact with the system, all modules must work together. For mute production strategy, one advanced strategy is the mute production environment. It's like having a clone on the real system that receives real user traffic but doesn't respond back. This helps the team test new updates safely without affecting real users and reduces deployment anxiety. For observability, integration testing becomes powerful when paired with observability. This means exposing logs, metrics, and alerts so we can see what's happening inside the system. The more visibility we have, the faster we can detect issues. So it's very helpful in a lot of ways. Then for unit testing, our next topic. So we'll tackle like same as what we discussed. We have what is unit testing, importance of unit testing, research findings, BBD and clear documentation, quick check testing, summary of unit testing. Now, what is unit testing? Unit testing focuses on the smallest testable parts of code. These tests are fast, simple, and check only one scenario at a time. This gives us confidence that each building block behaves correctly before connecting them to other components. Example of this is like checking each Lego piece before building a big Lego castle. Importance of unit testing. Unit tests reduce bugs clearly, which is important because the earlier we catch a bug, the cheaper it is to fix. They also help developers understand how the code should work, making the software easier to maintain in the long term. For research findings and coverage of hits and failure rates. In the module, there's a study showing that code coverage in unit tests actually affects software quality. So, software quality with high unit test coverage, especially above 90%, has fewer defects. This is different from integration tests, where coverage is not a strong indicator. So, here, coverage really matters. Example to say while Example of it is you can think of coverage like checking most parts of your house before moving in. The more areas you check, the fewer surprises later. Yeah, just like that. Then next, BBD and clear documentation. There's also BBD or behavior driven development. Here, developers write human readable descriptions of how the feature should behave, then turn this into unit tests. This improves documentation because the tests themselves explain the expected behavior. For quick check testing, quick check style tests are unique because instead of writing one scenario manually, the testing tool automatically generates many different test inputs. This helps uncover edge cases developers may never think of it, finds a failing case, it even gives the smallest example that causes the failure. Sorry. Then example is like shaking a device many times to see if anything breaks. Instead of testing with only one movement, we'll do it again and again. For summary of unit testing, to summarize, unit testing is essential because it catches issues clearly, improves the quality of each module, and supports better documentation. And high unit test coverage over 90% relates to fewer failures. Techniques like BDD and quick check make unit testing even more powerful. Then we're going to jump to our last topic, I guess, which is type systems or typing approaches. And we'll tackle here the type systems. What is a type system? Static type system, weak but static type system, dynamic type system, and real life applications examples. So for here, type systems, and yeah, finally, let's discuss the type systems, which are rules that programming languages use to classify and check data. Understanding type systems is important because they affect software correctness and how confident developers can be in their code. So, what is a type system? A type system is a set of rules in programming that defines what kind of data can go where. It helps prevent errors by checking correctness either before running the program or while it's running. Example of it is like being boxes. Labeling boxes. You don't put shoes in the box labeled books because type systems do the same for variable. Static type system. So here for static type systems, check types before the program runs. Languages like Haskell and Rust force the programmer to declare types clearly. This gives strong guarantees Many errors are caught at compile time. It's like a safety net that prevents some mistakes from ever happening. Then we have next slide, weak but static type systems. A weak but static type systems is also checks types before running, but it's less strict because like languages like C sharp, C++, Java, and C sharp allow certain shortcuts, giving more flexibility. Also, you get some protection, but not as strong as Haskell or Rust. It's a balance between safety and speed. The next dynamic type system. Dynamic type systems check types while the program runs, not before. Language like JavaScript, Python, and Lisp allow ultimate freedom. You can write every flexible code, but there is less safety. That is why testing, especially unit and integration testing, is very important in dynamic languages because there's a lot of things that can happen. So for real life application examples, like companies choose type systems depending on their needs. Haskell is used where correctness is critical, like financial software. Then for Rust is chosen for system programming because of memory safety. Then JavaScript is used in web development for flexibility. And last, Python is popular for data science because it's quick to write. So here for summary of my whole report, organizational management structure plays a critical role in software quality. As well-structured teams tend to produce more reliable results. Integration testing ensures that modules work together correctly and prevents errors at system boundaries. Unit testing helps catch bugs early, improves code coverage, and supports documentation, making maintenance easier. Type systems influence both the correctness and flexibility of software, and choosing the right type systems depends on the project's requirements. Using these strategies together provides a strong foundation for delivering high quality software. Also, for my reference is here for my report. And yeah, that's it. Thank you. Thank you for listening. This report highlights how people process testing strategies and programming practices all work together to ensure software quality. By understanding these concepts, we can make better decisions as developers or as part of a team in any project. Thank you.